Hi, I'm Chris Johnston, and welcome to our September Immigration News Update. A big thank you to everyone who left comments and responses over the last month. We've had a massive increase in subscribers and viewers, and we thank you all for your comments. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the COVID-19 pandemic is causing great difficulty globally, and this extends to those planning to travel or migrate to Australia. At the time of shooting this video, the number of COVID infections is relatively low in most of Australia aside from Victoria. Victoria is battling a second wave of infections and is in stage 4 restrictions. In the last few days, the number of new infections in Victoria has dropped below 100, and we hope that the trend continues downward. We are extending our best wishes to all our friends in Victoria and all those across the world during these difficult times. There have been a number of big announcements in relation to migration policy in the last month. These include that some of the states and territories have begun opening their skilled migration and business visa programs, that occupational ceilings have been announced, and that there's been the announcement of a 5-year visa extension for some Hong Kong passport holders. In the last couple of months, there's been a lot of references to critical skills. So this raises the question, what are critical skills? Critical skills includes those providing critical or specialist medical services, including air ambulance, medical evacuations, and delivering critical medical supplies. Those involved in critical skills to maintain the supply of essential goods and services, in medical technology, critical infrastructure, telecommunications, engineering and mining, supply chain, agriculture, primary industry, food production, and the maritime industry. Delivering services in sectors critical to Australia's economic recovery, including financial technology, large-scale manufacturing, film, media, and television productions, providing critical skills in religious or theology fields. Critical skills are relevant to those looking to get travel exemptions, to travel to Australia, or to leave Australia. They are also relevant in relation to the skilled occupation lists or the state sponsorships that people are seeking to get. Occupational ceilings have been announced for the 2020-2021 migration program year. Some occupations have got greater numbers while others have received cuts. Unfortunately, the list contains more pain for accountants. Last year, there were approximately 2,800 places available for accountants. This year, the occupational ceiling has been set at 1,000. There have been increases in the following occupations: construction managers, engineering managers, mechanical and production, early childhood workers, special school teachers, and university lecturers. The occupational ceilings are significant because it does set an upper limit for some occupations. That said, in many years, the ceiling is not reached by most occupations. One significant trend I can see is that civil engineering or construction-related occupations are strongly supported in this list. This might be because, due to the COVID pandemic, the government may need to provide stimulus to the Australian economy, and that could in the future involve large-scale civil projects such as building roads. States and territories have received allocation numbers and are starting to open up nominations again for skilled and business visas. The ACT has opened the Canberra matrix for the financial year. Applicants will be eligible only if you are a Canberra resident and your occupation is on the ACT Critical Skills list. The ACT Critical Skills list is quite generous and is much wider than the definition of critical skills which we've seen so far with the federal government. It includes occupations such as sales and marketing manager, finance manager, ICT project manager, management consultant, software engineer, analyst programmer, database administrator. In addition to the ones I've just mentioned, it includes the expected medical professionals and engineering professionals. To be eligible for the 190 visa, you'll need to be working in the ACT full-time for at least 26 weeks. To be eligible for the 491 visa, you'll need to be working in the ACT part-time for at least 13 weeks. Tasmania has opened up to skilled and business visas. Tasmania will be following the Department of Home Affairs directions that favour the following 3 priorities. Number 1, high quality subclass 188 and 132 Business Innovation and Investment Program nomination applications. Number 2, applicants critical to supporting Tasmania's COVID-19 pandemic response in helping to care for people. This includes maintaining essential goods and services. Number 3, applicants currently in Australia who can demonstrate their capacity to meaningfully contribute to the economic recovery. The Tasmanian Government will continue to consider all applications that had already been lodged in relation to these new criteria. They are also taking new applications. Immigration SA has now been replaced with the new website Move to South Australia. The new website provides the criteria for the General Skilled Migration and Business Visa Program. Under the General Skilled Migration Program, the process has changed. Previously, applicants could apply directly to Immigration SA for state sponsorship. Now, the South Australian Government has moved to a model where first the applicant puts in an expression of interest nominating South Australia as the sponsor. The South Australian Government will then contact those applicants that it's interested in and invite them to make an application. Following that application, Move to South Australia will then evaluate that application, and if successful, an invitation will be received from the federal government. Move to South Australia is also accepting intentions to apply for business migrants. Move to South Australia is going to be only selecting high quality business migrants. This reflects the lower allocations that the states now have. The federal government has announced a 5-year visa for Hong Kong passport holders who have student or 482 visas. Current and future students from Hong Kong will be eligible for a 5-year temporary graduate visa on the successful completion of their studies, with a pathway to permanent residency being available after 5 years. The pathway to permanent residency has not yet been announced in full details. 482 holders will also be provided a 5-year extension and a pathway to permanent residency. You can find more details in relation to these Hong Kong visa extensions in the links below or on our website. Over the last couple of months, I've provided quite a few details on the cuts to migration programs and the difficulties in travelling to Australia due to the COVID pandemic. While there have been some cuts, there are also some opportunities. There are opportunities for those with skills in the critical sectors and those with skills which are likely to be relevant to infrastructure. The Global Talent Visa presents an opportunity to those that have skills in relevant sectors and that can demonstrate the ability to meet the income thresholds. The Global Talent Visa seems to be a program which is likely to stay the same or even increase during these tough times. While the federal government hasn't officially announced the numbers of the global talent for the 2021 year, we have not noticed a slowing down of the program, and so it seems like there are plenty of places available in 2021. In the long term, I can see a shift towards regional study and then regional visas like the 491. As the pandemic eases, then the Australian education industry will be back in full swing. And I can see that this will be a classic combination: regional study followed by a 491 visa. Please hit subscribe if you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.